Lee Wrights, you managed Mary Ruwart's campaign in 2008. Went 6 ballots. She lost to Bob Barr. A lot of people have framed this race as somewhat of a repeat of that, except some people I've talked to here at this convention have said that Gary Johnson is more tolerable. He's not as much of a heretic as Bob Barr was. He's not as he has real libertarian credentials, unlike Bob Barr.
Well, I don't see it as a repeat of 2008 at all. Certainly, we're talking about different individuals. Certainly, I'm not Mary Ruwart, and by the same token, Gary Johnson is not Bob Barr. Whether he's more tolerable or not, I'm not one to say that. People are asking the same thing about me: how tolerable am I? But as I said, we get along well together. This has not been a contentious type of campaign where we've gone after each other really for blood. There's been, as far as I know, no negativity between our campaigns. Johnson was in the race a lot longer than Bob Barr was in 2008. Of course, he came in right as we began our national convention, so he was a very late comer to the race. After the other candidates had run, fairly lengthy, some of them fairly lengthy campaigns. Now, certainly my campaign has run longer than Gary Johnson's in the Libertarian Party, but of course Gary was running on the Republican ticket before he switched to us, so he's got his time in too. So I don't consider him a Johnny-come-lately to the presidential race as I would someone that just comes into the convention and announces.
Tell me, how are the two of you different?
Mainly we're different, I think, on taxes. Of course, Governor Johnson is a proponent of the fair tax, which I think is horribly misnamed. No tax is fair. The governor also, as one of his points for being for the fair tax, because he believes that it will reboot the economy for the next 100 years. Well, the problem with that is, of course, economics teaches us that no kind of tax, I don't care what you call it, is going to reboot the economy, is going to help the economy. What helps the economy, of course, is tax cuts and slashing your spending. So I don't see a revenue-neutral tax, in other words, a tax that collects just as much money as the taxes we're collecting now, just changes the way we get them, basically. It also puts everyone in the country in a position where they get a government check every month. We're creating more bureaucracy. Government's collecting the same amount of money, and there's no tax break for the American people. There's nothing fair about that at all.
If Gary Johnson wins the nomination, would you be able to vote for him? Is he an acceptable Libertarian Party standard holder?
I'm going to vote Libertarian in this next election, no matter who it is. I'm a Libertarian.
Did you vote Libertarian in 2008?
I did.
You voted for Bob Barr?
I did not.
You did not.
I wrote in my own candidate's name.
So in this election, if it is Johnson is, would you be comfortable voting for Gary Johnson on the Libertarian line if you do not win the nomination?
If he's the nominee, if this convention is going to pick him as our nominee,
you would vote for him?
I will accept him as our candidate. Absolutely.
But unlike Barr.
Well, like I said, Gary Johnson's not Bob Barr.